All right, welcome to Imagine Blue. And since we love The Boys so much and season 3 coming out, we figured why not we make a top 5 moments from episodes 1 to 3 of season 3. So this is our top 5 favorite moments. And
Alrighty then. So, I'll start off with number 5. In our list of the top 5 best moments from these first 3 episodes of The Boys, I'm gonna go with the reveal of Vicky Newman's powers. Now, we understood based on season 2 and kind of where season 2 ended that she was the one who was the head popper. Basically, she was behind all of the Congress people getting their heads blown up in season 2. And so it was interesting to see how her powers worked finally, and that whole scene, the brutality of her friend having his jaw blown off. That was just like, it's so in line with the visceral, guttural nature of The Boys, and I think that was a high point, at least for me watching it. So I'll put that as the number 5 spot in the top 5 most of The Boys.
Yeah, it was definitely interesting kind of seeing that, like, it's not just the head. Like, if she can see any part of your body, she can make that specifically explode.
Yeah, agree.
So, kind of interesting. All right. At number 4, this is one that I fought for to have on this list. But basically, in the first episode, there's this bonkers scene where Termite, the shrinking and growing hero, goes inside his boyfriend's urethra and then sneezes from, doing too much cocaine, right? Normal.
One hell of a drug.
And basically kills his boyfriend. Just his whole lower body gone. And I feel like, hey, like, if you're trying to gauge, or if you're trying to help someone gauge if they can get into The Boys or not, I feel like that's the perfect scene to send them maybe and be like, hey, if you can't handle this, if this makes you squeamish, like, maybe The Boys is not for you, but if it like fills you with glee and you can barely watch it but it's still great, then you know what, this roller coaster of a show is for you. And that's why
It was well fought. It earned.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that sentiment. Like, if this is something that you can't watch, then maybe The Boys is not for you. Like, they definitely let you know that, hey, this is the kind of energy that we're on with this TV show.
This has campy.
Yeah. On a common note, I will go with one of my favorite moments in these first 3 episodes was us getting more of an idea of who Stan Edgar is. And I think we got a great, like, example of that with his interaction between Homelander and Starlight. The interaction where he's essentially making Starlight co-captain with Homelander. We see that his whole philosophy is, it doesn't necessarily matter how much physical power somebody has. If you can't bend reality around you to your will, then that's where the real power is. In the ability to bend other people, other things, everything around you to your own will. And he exemplifies that perfectly in how he's able to control Homelander and essentially use Starlight as a way to put the pressure on Homelander. And it all comes down to Homelander wanting to be loved by people, and Stan Edgar's kind of this effectively the one who is in charge of the image of all the members of the Seven. Like, he's in charge of that imagery, and he is definitely willing to lord that over Homelander. So that moment was
definitely
top 3 or number 3 in this. It's top 5.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Anything by him is
Giancarlo
amazing.
Esposito, I agree.
Definitely.
And we are sliding into number 2 now. And we were talking about this earlier, but it was like, for me, I was thinking like, oh my God, it's going to be so hard not to have all the top 5 moments just be like Homelander, like things with Homelander. But that being said, the number 2 moment and my favorite Homelander moment was the Homelander Butcher one-on-one at Homelander's kitchen table, or at Butcher's kitchen table in his apartment. It gives me, and I mentioned this in our other video, but it gives me the vibe of the opening scene in Inglourious Bastards, where the tension and like the power that Homelander lords over Butcher, and then also kind of his whole monologue paints a parallel of them saying like, hey, we're not that different. I know at the end of the day, even though they're neutering us, like Vought is neutering us, everything is telling us to be, you know, more docile. I know at the end of the day, we just want to run each other into the ground. We just want to like fight it out. And Butcher like agreeing, and then like OC, you saying that Butcher kind of being defiant in the face of someone who could like literally in that moment kill him.
Yeah.
And it's, yeah, Homelander, every time he's on screen, I always feel like, dude, like someone could die. But in that scene, I was like, I don't know. It was a different vibe, and like I really liked, you know, what that I guess I like their dynamic in that scene, and it kind of, I feel like, is gonna kind of set off anger. Like,
Yeah. Before we get to number one, we have a bunch of honorable mentions since the show's so amazing. So I'll start off with one of the most honorable mentions I love, which was Butcher getting powers and essentially attacking gunpowder for it. That scene was just, I mean, I don't know, I just love seeing people get ruthless like that.
Slicing his head off with laser powers. That was great.
Man. And at number two, a scene that made me feel things was the Deep having dinner with Homelander and having to eat his octopus friend
poor
Timothy.
Rest in
Timothy.
Who
peace.
literally in the scene before that was like having sex with his girlfriend and like basically looking at Timothy the octopus the whole time. But I mean, that's just pure comedy. Come on, so many sound bites. Like, oh my god,
He has children.
he has children. Like Timothy's in his mouth.
Yeah.
Like, he's praying. So good. And such a deranged thing for Homelander to make the Deep do, and I just love.
Yeah,
when,
definitely was a
Homelander
deranged
does
moment.
things.
But even just as another sort of deranged moment for me, at least, was A-Train rebranding with this whole fake wokeness where he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go to my roots," and he has like a. What I loved about it was the video game and the show, because it's just such a. But like even then, it's just sort of a thing about how our modern society is like. It's always like we use wokeness as a way to capitalize on capitalism. So
As a tool.
it's a very
Oh yeah, corporate wokeness. And like his like little
Yeah.
kente cloth
Yeah,
rasta colored
exactly.
suit was.
It was
just
crazy,
so
and
bizarre.
it slides
Loved it.
into one of the other honorable mentions with that inclusivity land, that Disneyland type of, with all the LGBTQ rainbow-colored flags all
man.
around. It was just like this corporate Disney woke. Play. It was definitely just like in line with that. Hey, corporate is manipulating people in
Yeah.
order to make money and take advantage.
Yeah, we can be inclusive as long as we're pushing
Yeah.
our agenda
Yeah.
of capitalism. And
That was
whatnot.
a great moment.
And then the last honorable mention is our first look at Soldier Boy in the flashback with Mallory when they were in Nicaragua?
I think it was in
Well,
Nicaragua. Yeah, it's
I guess-
Nicaragua, I think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Nicaragua.
it was the flash.
Yeah,
It was the flashback where we see Jensen Ackles as the, I guess, long anticipated Soldier Boy character, and we just got a taste, like not enough to really gauge how he's gonna be for the rest of the series, but definitely left me wanting more and left an impression on me. Excited for more Jensen
Yep,
Ackles.
definitely.
Yeah. And the thing, our top number one moment for these past 3 episodes that recently came out would be Homelander's speech at the end of episode 2, where he just says, "I don't want to be controlled anymore. This is
Yeah.
dumb. I'm what you guys need. If you think they're controlling me, I mean, if you don't want to be controlled, you should follow me." And it's just a social commentary of a lot of things what's going on. I mean, you even see with MM's wife, her new lover is all into Homelander, and he's like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, that was an
Yeah,
interesting
like-
moment.
You know that
yeah.
guy uses 4chan.
Exactly. It's like it fits that sort of archetype too, of like people feeling that they've been oppressed and
That they've been underserved and that the
Yeah.
government is against them, and they go on all these like I guess, forums where you've got these fringe communities of people that are into Nazism or are into conspiracies, and Homelander playing into that. That is super just like on the nose, kind of too real and too timely almost. Like,
it's crazy, and just like the way that everybody is feeding into and identifying with this with what Homelander is saying, even though Homelander literally does not care about any of those people, and he's kind of just saying it to their faces, like,
irony.
I'm better than all of you, and I don't make mistakes like you guys do. But they're like identifying with what he's saying so much so because they feel like he's speaking for them when he's only speaking for himself, and that's kind of tied into with Stormfront.
Yeah.
When Stormfront is like, we can make a master race, and he's like,
I'm the master race.
Like, even she still doesn't fully understand what Homelander's about. Whereas like he does not care about anybody else except for himself.
Egomaniac.
Yeah, but
And
one thing I want to add to this, I also like it because it's a good character moment for him, because through the last 2 seasons, his biggest issue is that he always wants approval. So this is a moment where he's like, you know what, screw approval. I'm totally in it for myself. And that's what makes it even more interesting, that it's like the change of him no longer needing approval anymore from people.
Yeah.
yeah, it's only gonna get more unhinged from here.
Yeah. But yeah, that's our top 5. Again, let us know in the comments which your guys' top 5, whether you agree with ours or disagree, and let us hear your opinions about the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
All right.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.
Perfect.